Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So, today we're talking about the case of Justine Gross. So, I have seen Justine's name and face floating around in the true crime world for a while now, and I knew very little about the case. And when I looked into it, I just knew that I had to tell you guys about the case. I'm not sure if you've heard about it, but if you haven't, this one is mind boggling. I just want to say very quickly that all the links I used for research will be down below. Like always, if you hear any weird noises, my dog is laying next to me. She's not feeling the best, so you might hear some weird groaning and moaning. She just has a tummy ache and she wants to be near me, so I'm sorry if you hear any of those noises, but I just wanted to put that out there, and let's go ahead and get into this. So Justine is described by the people who knew her as a ray of sunshine and a beautiful person inside and out. And you can see that just in the photos that I'll post of her. She seems like such a happy, just a happy, beautiful soul. She was a scholar, and throughout her high school years, she was a member of the National Honor Society. She was a lifelong member of, I believe it's pronounced Cumin, Kumon, and she attended the UCLA summer programs. She attended Penn State University after high school and was a member of the dance organization. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Volet. She completed 2 summer internships um, at BNY Mellon. I've never heard of that place before, but that was when she was a sophomore. So she just has so much going on for a very intelligent lady. She is just so incredibly smart. She's a dancer, she's a scholar, she's doing all these internships. Like she is just wild with her time. Like honestly, I admire that so much in her. She loved music, dancing, learning about fashion and makeup. She loved cruising around in her Jeep, and she could be found in her room having a dance party on any given day. The people who knew her also said that she had a laugh and a smile that could brighten anyone's day. So Justine grew up in Summit, New Jersey with her parents, her brother, and her sister. She was a goofball, a high school cheer captain, a tutor, and was still growing into herself. So she just has so much going on for her. Like, it was just crazy just learning about her. She was still undecided about her major at Penn State, but her family knew that she was destined to have a stellar career. And I think that's quite obvious with what I'm reading to you. Like, she is just so incredibly intelligent. So she lived in the Beaver Terrace apartments about a block from the Penn State University campus. And on the night of November 10th, 2021, she decided to leave her 10th floor apartment, and she headed down to the 7th floor to hang out with a man she had met 2 days prior on November 8th. While there, he asked if she wanted to smoke marijuana with him, and she agreed. But quickly, she had a really bad reaction to the marijuana and started to panic. Security footage shows Justine leaving the man's apartment, and she was swaying back and forth and unable to walk straight and steady. The man claims that he was attempting to bring Justine back to her apartment, but she ran away from him. A few minutes later, security footage catches Justine running towards the trash room on the 11th floor. At 11:22 p.m., Justine sends an alarming text on Snapchat to a friend that reads, quote, "Something just happened," end quote. Justine leaves her shoes and cell phone in a nearby stairwell and enters the trash room, and that is the last time she is seen on camera. While there are no cameras in the trash room itself, it's known that just a few minutes after she sent the text, she plunged 11 stories down the trash chute and into the connecting dumpster. So, this is incredibly heartbreaking. Justine's roommates became concerned when she failed to return home that night, and they were even more concerned when she stopped answering her text messages, so they reported her missing on November 11th at 5:15 p.m. After watching security footage, police searched the Center County Recycling and Refuse Authority transfer station, which is where the trash from her apartment building is relocated, and her body was found at 2:45 a.m. on November 12th. And a quote from her sister, Jasmine. She says, "When we got the call very early in the morning about her body being found, it was just sort of processing that being the conclusion. It was a lot of just kind of shock and feeling very numb," end quote. And another quote from Jasmine, she says, "You just replay everything in your mind over and over again. Probably one of the things that also was hard to think about when playing everything back in November is she was so excited to come home for Thanksgiving." End quote. The Centre County coroner determined the cause of death was an accident caused by multiple acute blunt force trauma due to the fall. Autopsy results revealed that marijuana and alcohol were present in her liver at the time of her death. Police ruled out foul play once the results of the autopsy were confirmed, and because of that, that ceased the investigation after altogether. Police also did not interview the man she was with the hour before she fell to her death, and he refuses to answer questions from her family, which is fucking ridiculous, but we'll get to that after. Her family is not convinced that her death was an accident, and they can't believe that she was so under the influence that she voluntarily just threw herself down the trash chute. So, another quote from her sister Jasmine, she says, "There's 4 minutes between Justine entering the trash room and being seen on camera, falling down like a sack of potatoes into the trash bin. Your mind can't help but say, what happened in those 4 minutes in that room?" End quote. While her case was closed, her family and many others on social media believe that the circumstances around her death were suspicious and are worth reinvestigating. Her family started a petition to reopen her case and just to fill in the gaps that's not accounted for during the original investigation. And that is where I have to end this video because they never did an investigation, so I don't have much else to tell you. I don't have a phone number for you to call or anything like that. So let's talk about the case now. And I think it's pretty obvious. You can tell like what my thought is. I think it's kind of weird that this is just an accident. I One of the first questions that came to my mind was, so when she had the bad reaction to the marijuana, has she had a bad reaction to marijuana before? I know that there's different strains, you can have different reactions, and it just kind of makes me wonder, like, did she ever have like a weird what do you want to say, weird reaction to it before in any capacity? Or has it always been normal for her? Because she agreed with this man that she just met. I can only assume that it's something that she at least has done a few times before and is comfortable with. And that's one of the questions that I had. Like, has she also smoked and gotten, or I don't want to say she's gotten drunk. I don't want to say she was drunk, and drank. Like, could that be a concoction? But at the end of the day, I just think it's weird that she clearly was not in her right mind. So much so that she runs away from this man, texts her friends on Snapchat saying something just happened, and then falls down a trash chute. So his apartment was on the 7th floor. She is on the 10th floor. He is trying to take her back to her apartment. She runs to the floor above her apartment and goes down the trash chute and falls 11 stories. I just. Now, maybe this is stupid to say, but I can't imagine anyone being so under the influence that they do that. And I would like to know what just happened. She said something just happened. So she's clearly in her right mind enough that she can pick up her phone, she can text. I feel like if you're really that bad of in your mind, your text probably wouldn't make sense. Like they would probably be all over the place. But she clearly said something just happened. What just happened? She's running away from this man like he did something to her. Did he do something to her in that apartment? She maybe is trying to get away. He follows her to the 11th floor and he maybe shoves her down the trash chute. I don't know. The fact that he also won't answer questions from the family, like, sir, that is the very least you can do, is answer the questions that this family has. They lost her in such a horrible way. There's gaps that they want answered. It's not like they're trying to accuse you, they just want to know. Like, you could answer the fucking questions. They're not the police. His refusal to just answer the questions sent off alarm bells in my head. Like, why can't you just do this one little courtesy for them? You know what I'm saying? I really feel like he did something to Justine. Now, there is always the chance that maybe he did do something to her, she ran off, and she did fall down the trash chute, whether who maybe she accidentally fell in, or she was buzzed to some capacity and she did fall in on accident. That's always maybe something that could have happened. But I feel like somewhere in this night he had to have done something. I don't know. It's weird to me. But what do you guys think? Do you think this man could have done something to her? She was trying to get away from him. Uh, Let me know your thoughts down below. Like always, thank you so much for listening to Justine's story. Like I said, this one was so mind-boggling for me because there's really so many unanswered questions here, and it really feels like there is one person that could answer at least a lot of them, and they don't want to. And you have to ask yourself, why don't you want to answer those questions? But hopefully, there will be enough push in this case, and they will decide to reopen the case and maybe do a little bit of reinvestigating. Even if somebody doesn't get arrested, some gaps can get filled in for their family, for Justine's family, because they just need to know. They deserve that kind of closure. But let me know your thoughts down below, like always. Thank you so much for listening to her story, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.